Hey everyone, FuseMan coming at you. And today we're continuing our strategy guide series for Out of Ammo, and we're currently on patch 0.7.5. And this week we'll be looking at the desert map, which is the third map on the leaderboard. And I'll be honest with you guys, this map is pretty tough compared to the past two that I've covered, and that's kind of partly due to the vastness of the map. And there's also a little bit of luck involved, especially from the troop placements that you get, as also like what type of AI come at you. But for the vast majority of it, it's still a very strategic game. And so I'm going to be kind of pointing out specifically on building placement. So looking at this here, I'm going to go ahead and place my sandbag and my sniper towers, which are the three basic buildings that we get. And for these sandbags, you want to always make sure that you position them with a wall behind them. And the reason for that is because when the AI shoots, they tend to leave a lot of stray bullets. And those stray bullets, if you don't have a wall behind you, can potentially hit your HQ. And so it's kind of important that you make sure that those stray bullets do end up hitting a wall behind you, so that positioning of your sandbag is pretty critical there. And there are a lot of walls, so make sure to use them. And then moving right along here, one of the things I tend to struggle with, and I only noticed this recently, is that with the grenades, whenever I try to go and reload one of my cartridges, I sometimes accidentally pick up a grenade. And especially on like the night map, for example, that can be really devastating if you don't know that you picked up a grenade and then you accidentally drop that and then it explodes right in your face. And then now you've just lost a building, plus you've lost a troop. And that really sucks. So I'm not sure if that's an issue with the hitbox or what that is, but definitely something to keep in mind to make sure you're refilling appropriately and not picking up a grenade on accident. And that has become an accident to me several times. And now on this map, the one thing that is a little tricky compared to, say, the Forest or City is that you not only have tank spawning, which we'll see in a bit, but you also have snipers. And here I'm doing a really bad job at taking out the sniper, but there are 4 spots that snipers can spawn from, and they're on all sides of the map, so you gotta be paying a little attention to that, but they're relatively close by compared to some of the other maps. So in that sense, it's not terrible to take them out. I mean, they're definitely important to take out for sure, but I wouldn't be worried about, like, say, missing them. Now here, I'm gonna be placing the sniper tower right behind that wall where I placed my sandbag initially, and I think that is honestly a pretty lethal combination of having your sniper tower in the back followed by a rifleman in the front, or vice versa. So just having rifleman and sniper together, I think, is pretty powerful because the sniper is pretty good at actually clearing waves, and then if you can actually control the rifleman yourself, you can clear that wave really fast. And if in addition, if you throw a machine gun nearby, then that pretty much that area of the map should be self-sustained, which I think is really cool. And so I got my first station. I'm going to place that in the back because in this map there are enemies spawning from all sides of the field. And I made sure again that I don't line it up with my HQ, otherwise those stray bullets are going to come in and take it out. And so now with the medic camp and the mechanic camp, I'm putting them near my health tent and the HQ, which I don't know if it's necessarily the best placement of those troops, because as you saw in the previous clip, the medic got targeted by that sniper as one of its first things that the sniper targets. And that's a little unfortunate because your support troops are really what's going to keep you staying alive in this game, because you need the medics to make sure if any of your troops go down, they can be revived or healed. And then for the mechanics, obviously, if you don't have your buildings repaired, they're going to get exploded, and that sucks as well. So I'm not really sure like how to best avoid the snipers actually targeting them. So leave a comment below if you found a really good place to keep your support troops. But yeah, just moving right along, put another station down there near again my sniper tower because that combo is still pretty effective at clearing waves. And really the only other thing that I need left to put down is my machine gun. But before I do that, there's a tank coming in. So we're around wave 20. We're getting pretty close to the mid-game now. And so I'm going to be putting my rocket launcher close to the wall to make sure that the tank actually doesn't take him out, because the one thing you got to avoid is the tank shooting down your rocket launcher when you're about to kill it. And honestly, your rocket launcher is probably your best method of taking out tanks, because the other options are the grenade, which you see here, and artillery and strafing runs. but you need a lot of those in order to take out a tank, whereas a rocket launcher with 2 hits can take it out. But the only downside is with the rocket launcher, the rocket only actually explodes once it hits the ground, which I'm not sure if that's a bug or intentional, but it definitely makes it a lot harder to actually take out any troops or to take out a tank with your rocket, because there's a very small hitbox where you can actually hit the ground as well as hitting the tank. And I mean, honestly, I feel like if I'm shooting a rocket and then it actually hits the tank, it should count as a hit because that's what happens in real life. But maybe that'll get fixed in the future. Well, I guess we'll see. And yeah, there again, having to use grenades, which is, it takes probably like 5 or 6 grenades. I'm not entirely sure to actually take out a tank, but something to keep in mind. And at this point, I pretty much have all my buildings placed, and this is just kind of the full scale of the map. But I'm still missing a lot of troops. Like, in particular, I don't really have a rifleman or even a sniper to effectively control the machine gun. I'm also missing a medic and a mechanic, and then those, I think, just randomly died, and I'm not sure if that was because of sniper or something else. I would find that kind of strange. And like here, I even have to resort to using my rocket launcher as a bearer for the machine gun, which is not the most ideal of situations, and I've definitely had runs where I don't need to do that, and I'm able to put a rifleman in, but in this particular run I had to actually resort to using a rocket launcher for the machine gun, and that kind of is unfortunate for me later on when I actually have to use my rocket launcher to take out a tank, but I'm unable to. But at this point, I got a little lucky with my helicopter drop and have now pretty much all of my units minus an extra unit for the machine gun. And so I'm feeling pretty good trying to stay alive as long as possible. Now the waves are obviously getting a lot bigger, and we've obviously got our tank, and it's definitely, I occasionally do make the miss on not taking out the tank, which sucks with the rocket launcher. But sometimes that stuff happens. And as you can see, I'm kind of starting to lose some troops now. I have my mechanic, but as you can see there, I randomly lose my medic camp, and I have no idea how that happened. I'm also missing a sniper. That could possibly be due to another sniper sniping it, but I'd find that really bizarre that a sniper would be able to take out my medic camp. And like, situations like that kind of suck. And I'm not sure if that's a bug, because I was like so engrossed in the game I didn't actually see the point where the medic camp was taken out. But I'd be really surprised if a sniper was able to take the whole thing out, that's for sure. But I mean, it's just like situations like that that make this game a little more trickier, and hopefully like the devs are able to kind of spot like the reasoning behind that, and I think that will, I mean, that's the whole point of making these videos, besides pointing out the strategy here, is like it's hopefully super helpful for the devs to actually make this game polished, because that's something I really want to see with this game. I think it's such a super awesome concept, and I'm having a lot of fun with it already, and once it like actually gets polished to the point where I don't run into like these small issues that actually cost me points on the leaderboard, then I think it'll be super amazing. And at this point, we're pretty much in the end game. I'm trying to survive as long as I can, using all of my points to the maximum to take out as many troops. It's a struggle at the moment, but doing what I do to stay alive, really. And I mean, I'm like, this is actually a kind of silly bug here, where I throw my grenade and then it doesn't detonate at all, and it actually returns back to my sandbag, which I found interesting. Cost me a little time there because I had to manually take out that whole swarm, and potentially I think it might have even cost me a troop. But doing what I have to do in order to actually stay alive. And I've even like potentially even resorted to using a rifleman to try and take out a sniper, because I completely ran out of troops at this point. You'll see I have a lot of buildings left, but unfortunately no troops to actually take them out, which sucks, but that's basically the end state of this game. And we're pretty much 30 minutes in here, and at this point, it's use whatever points I have left, which aren't that many, and yeah, game over. But super fun. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and leave a like on the video if it was, or even subscribe if you want to see more videos. You can also follow us on social media. But yeah, that's it from me. This has been FuseMan, and I'm signing out.